Okay guys, I'm going to be showing you what I am expecting you to do for this activity while I am gone today. So you should have this worksheet in front of you. I'm going to show you a series of videos to kind of help you review each of these big ideas that are going to be on Monday's quiz. Just so you know, for evaluating expressions, you're going to need room to write 2 examples. For simplifying, there's just going to be one big example. For solving one step, you want to leave space for 4 examples, so either split your box into 4, or you could even do work for this on the back. Right now, I'm going to start with writing expressions and equations. You're going to need room for 3 examples here. Again, leave room to write on the back if you need to. Also, maybe off to the side, you want to kind of write some notes to yourself. I'm going to kind of model how I would do this while I am reviewing the writing expressions and equations. So what you're going to want to do is, if at any point the videos are going too fast, just ask your teacher to pause for you so you can write down what you need. Let's start in this box, you guys, the writing expressions and equation box. And we're going to do a couple of examples here. So if I ask you to write an expression for the difference of 15 and a number, if I were you, I would maybe write this down, that we are doing the difference. So actually, take the time to write down difference, and then I'm giving you 15 and a number, okay? Hard in my writing, it's kind of hard on here. Okay, so those are the words you want to pay attention to. We have difference and we have a number. So first of all, difference is telling us that we are going to subtract, right? Now, anytime we see the words a number, that means we don't know what it is. So this is where we write a variable. You can choose whatever variable you want. I'm going to use the letter N. So I'm putting a box around this to remind myself that when I see the words a number, I'm going to put a variable. Now for subtraction, you just have to decide what goes first. Is it 15 or a number? If I'm trying to find the difference between 15 and a number, this is telling me that I'm starting with the amount 15 and I'm subtracting a number. So everything I'm writing here in this white box, I would be writing this in your notes also. Okay? Let's move on to our next example, which this time we're talking about the product. And we are given 32 and a number. So again, we're going to use this idea of a number, and that tells us we're going to need a variable. And product means multiply, and you can still use your notes on this. You can still use your notes on page 7 for this. So we have 32 times whatever letter you're using for your number. T or M or A, whatever letter you want. We don't need an equal sign because this is just an expression. Okay? So right now let's take this and let's keep building off of it for one more example. So over here now, I'm going to give you a little bit more to think about. This time, I'm giving you more of a word problem, okay? So there are X students trying out for a basketball team. 12 more show up. How many students are trying out in all? So the first thing you should be doing is paying attention to some key words. Like, you should notice that we have in all. So we have X, and then we have in all. What does in all tell us to do? It usually means either adding or it could mean multiplying. It could mean multiplying. So let's keep reading. I also see that 12 more show up. This 12 more helps me answer this question above. This 12 more tells me I'm going to actually be adding, right? So I have X and 12 more show up. So that means my expression is going to be X plus 12. We're still writing an expression, so you actually don't even need an equal sign. We are done here. And you guys, if you're ever stuck on what to do, you can pick a real number and try it out. If I had 10 kids, how many were there in all? You know that you would do 10 plus 12. You wouldn't end up with 120 kids, right? So if you're ever stuck on which one to pick, plug in a real number and then use it to see if it makes sense. So this is what you should have for writing expressions. Maybe you want to go back here and off to the side, write yourself some reminders, like use a variable when it says a number. If you want to write some reminders off to the side here, you can do that. So right now, your teacher is going to pause this video and give you guys a chance to finish your notes here. And then the next video you see is going to be on evaluating expressions. So remember, you're going to leave room here for 2 examples. You're going to leave room for 2 examples. After that, you will move on to simplifying. So you'll need room for 1 example. There's kind of a lot going on in this problem, so your teacher will stop it at a couple of places and give you a chance to finish writing. Some of the problems are kind of hard to see from the back, so I will also have your teacher stop and reread the information to give you a chance to really write it down. In this video, you're also going to see a new method of doing it. Instead of just circling the like terms, you're going to see that you can actually take all of this information and rewrite it in a new order based on putting things together. So that's a new strategy you can use if you like it. Otherwise, you might want to remind yourself over here that you can also just circle like terms. Maybe you write that reminder over here for your notes. So when you're done with this problem, then you will watch one last video where you will be walked through 4 examples of solving one-step equations. So you'll want to have, and we want to have good examples in our notes to help us on our quiz. So either have space to do the work for the 4 problems or do this on the back. And again, if during either of these videos, any of these videos, if it's going too fast, just ask your teacher to pause it so you can write down what you need. And then after you're done taking good notes, you're going to keep these notes. You're going to keep these notes to use to study over the weekend. You'll use them on your quiz, but then I'm collecting these after your quiz. So hold on to these. And that's basically it. So make sure you are using this to write down what you need. It's just another way to keep track of everything we've learned and to prepare you for Monday's quiz. Have a great weekend, you guys, and I will see you Monday. Peace.